In the premiere episode of her podcast IMO In My Opinion, Michelle Obama opened up about a range of topics, offering candid reflections on her personal life, her family, and her time in the public eye. The podcast, which is co-hosted by her brother Craig Robinson, provides an intimate space for Michelle to discuss her thoughts and experiences. In this debut episode, one of the most revealing moments was when Michelle shared what she considered to be her biggest pet peeve about her husband, former President Barack Obama. Michelle explained that her pet peeve is rooted in Barack's tendency to, in her words, always leave his things around the house. While many people might assume that the Obamas, as a power couple in the public eye, live in a perfectly organized and controlled environment, Michelle described a more down-to-earth, relatable dynamic. She revealed how Barack often leaves his clothes, shoes, and various personal items scattered in different places around their home, something that Michelle finds frustrating, especially when she's trying to maintain order in their shared living space. This confession about her husband's habits provides a glimpse into the human side of the couple's relationship. Despite their status, Michelle's comments reflect the common struggles that many couples face, especially when it comes to shared responsibilities and domestic life. The way Michelle described her irritation with Barack's habit made it clear that, even after years of marriage, some things haven't changed. While she acknowledged his many remarkable qualities, Michelle pointed out that this simple act of leaving things around the house can sometimes drive her crazy. Her humorous tone, however, underscored the affection and patience she has for her husband, even when he does something as seemingly trivial as forgetting to put his shoes away. The exchange between Michelle and Craig was lighthearted, with both siblings laughing as Michelle recounted how she's often the one to tidy up after her husband. It was a relatable moment that offered a glimpse into Michelle's life as a wife, not just as a former First Lady. The pet peeve revelation was also a segue into deeper conversations about the dynamics of marriage and the importance of communication. Michelle acknowledged the importance of finding a balance between the demands of public life and the need for private time and personal space. Despite the immense pressure of living in the spotlight and managing a busy family schedule, Michelle emphasized the importance of maintaining a sense of humor and keeping things lighthearted. She and Barack, despite their serious roles on the world stage, are still a couple that deals with everyday struggles like anyone else. Their conversation also touched on the idea of compromise in relationships. Michelle shared that, over time, she has learned to adjust and find a way to coexist with Barack's habits, recognizing that the things that might seem frustrating in the moment are often trivial in the grand scheme of things. This perspective came through as Michelle spoke with warmth and understanding about their relationship. She mentioned that marriage, particularly one as public as theirs, requires both partners to make sacrifices and be flexible, especially when it comes to the small day-to-day issues that could easily become points of contention if not handled with patience. Barack's personality and approach to life, as Michelle described, can be seen as contributing factors to the way he handles things around the house. She pointed out that Barack is a naturally easygoing person, someone who doesn't dwell on the small stuff. This laid-back attitude is part of what Michelle admires about him, but it also contributes to the little frustrations that build up in their everyday lives. She expressed how, while she tends to be more organized and structured, Barack's relaxed nature sometimes clashes with her desire for order, particularly when it comes to keeping their home neat and tidy. Interestingly, Michelle also made it clear that despite the pet peeve, she has a deep sense of respect for Barack's way of approaching life. She noted that his calm demeanor is one of the qualities that drew her to him in the first place. His ability to remain calm under pressure, to think things through carefully, and to keep a level head in the face of adversity are traits that have served him well throughout his career and in their marriage. Michelle expressed that while she may get frustrated with him at times, she ultimately values his character and the role he plays in their family's dynamic. This admission about her pet peeve also reflects Michelle's broader approach to life and relationships, a commitment to honesty, humor, and understanding. She has always been someone who values transparency and authenticity, and the podcast provides a platform for her to share these moments of vulnerability. By revealing such a seemingly minor detail about her marriage, Michelle invites her audience to see the human side of the Obamas, beyond their public personas. It's a reminder that even the most admired figures in the world are not immune to the everyday challenges that come with marriage, family, and life in general. Throughout the podcast, the sibling dynamic between Michelle and Craig also shone through. Craig, who is known for his warmth and wit, often provided a light-hearted counterpoint to Michelle's more serious reflections. The two shared anecdotes from their upbringing and reflected on how their family shaped their views on success, responsibility, and relationships. Craig's playful teasing of Michelle regarding her pet peeve also helped to balance the tone of the conversation, turning what could have been an awkward or uncomfortable moment into a relatable and endearing exchange. Their chemistry was evident, and it underscored the strong bond they share as siblings. In addition to the personal revelations, Michelle also delved into more serious topics on the podcast. She spoke about the importance of mental health, particularly for women, and how critical it is to prioritize self-care in the midst of demanding careers and personal responsibilities. She touched on her own struggles with balancing the pressures of being a public figure with a desire to maintain a sense of normalcy and privacy for herself and her family. Michelle's openness about her experiences with stress, anxiety, and self-doubt provided a refreshing counterpoint to the polished image often associated with high-profile individuals. Her willingness to discuss these issues so openly resonated with many listeners, who appreciated the authenticity and vulnerability she brought to the conversation. At its core, the podcast serves as a platform for Michelle to share her insights, engage in candid discussions with her brother, and provide a space for listeners to reflect on their own lives and relationships. While the pet peeve revelation about Barack may seem like a small, light-hearted moment, it was a powerful reminder of the importance of connection, communication, and compromise in any relationship. Through this small moment, Michelle demonstrated how even the most challenging or frustrating aspects of life can be navigated with humor, patience, and love. The premiere episode of IMO sets the tone for what promises to be an engaging and thought-provoking podcast. By sharing her thoughts on marriage, family, and life, Michelle Obama continues to inspire and connect with her audience, offering a window into her life and the lessons she's learned.